Well, I think it's vital that we have both the medical side and the economic side working together in terms of the future plans for lockdown. But without a doubt, we have two crises here. And it's only once we're past the worst on the medical side that we can start thinking about how to leave the lockdown. So you're right in one respect, the medical side takes prominence now, but the reality also is that it takes a long time to start planning this. And I think we will have early signs of when we're past the peak on the medical side, and then we can start planning for when to start easing the lockdown. But it's very important the medical side, the economic side work together, and hence why the lockdown, when it is unlocked, is done so in a very gradual and in a predictable way.
So if a government comes to you, European government, British government, American government comes to you and asks for your advice, what are you telling them?
Well, I've just produced a research paper with a professor called Paul Ormrod, and we've outlined a three-point plan for delocking the economy. But it comes back to your first question almost. The first part is that we need to be seen to be past the worst on the medical side, and that has to be measured in a number of ways, including new infections maybe being half the level of the peak. Then I'm suggesting that we then unlock the economy in a traffic light type of direction, red, amber, green, so there's predictability in terms of what people can expect, and also in terms of the economic impact. At the same time, and one is seeing this in America at the moment, to a less extent in Europe, there's a focus on what I would call the 3 T's: testing, treatments, and how you track people in the next phase when you're unlocking the economy.
You have 3 headings: epidemiology, incentives, and data. Is that an academic look at the economy after lockdown? And how does that take into account medical advice?
Right, there's a whole host of issues here. The epidemiology models have been very useful. These are scientifically robust, and they've actually set the precedent for having lockdown. But when we come out, we need to actually combine social science with actual raw science, because behaviors really matter. How people behave in the lockdown and the rules and the regulations that governments set upon them in that delocking phase is going to be important. So let's put it this way. In the lockdown, everyone is told what to do. When we start to unlock the economy, we need to be actually telling people that we're in phase 1, the red phase, you can do certain things, and you must stop and not do things you were doing immediately before the lockdown. But the epidemiology and the economic analysis needs to be combined together, because behaviors really do matter, and that's the key.